Marcus, a kind 76-year-old man living in a peaceful village called Oakwood, had a loving wife who had passed away. Despite her passing, Marcus kept her memories close to him, particularly an old watch she had given him when their first child was born. Marcus had children who had grown up and moved to different cities, so he didn't see them often. However, every summer, his grandchildren would visit him during their school vacation. Marcus loved these visits, as they filled the house with laughter and made him feel young again. As the summer vacation began, Marcus prepared everything in his cottage, eager to see his grandchildren and spend time with them. He was excited about the fun they would have together and was eager to see them, hug them, and spend time with them. Marcus was eagerly anticipating his grandchildren's arrival. He started his day early by cleaning the house, sweeping floors, and dusting furniture. He also mowed the lawn to make the garden look neat and tidy, knowing his grandchildren loved playing outside. Marcus went to the market to buy his grandchildren's favorite foods, including fresh fruits, cookies, and candies. He also bought ingredients for their favorite meals, a skill he enjoyed. After shopping, Marcus bought new clothes for his grandchildren from a small shop in the village. He spent the day preparing everything, including rearranging furniture in the living room and placing toys near the fireplace. Despite being tired, Marcus was happy because he knew his grandchildren would be excited to see the preparations he had made for them. Marcus, eagerly anticipating his grandchildren's arrival, watched the road as they arrived. He saw his children bringing them to visit, and they were filled with joy and laughter. Marcus's house was filled with laughter and voices, and the grandchildren explored the house, enjoying the freshly mowed garden, toys, and new clothes. They spent the day together, talking, playing, and sharing stories. Marcus prepared a delicious meal for them, and they all enjoyed the food and each other's company. As the sun set, Marcus felt content, as the house was filled with life and love, making him feel young and happy again. He was so focused on enjoying the moment that he didn't think about anything else, including his special watch. The day was filled with love, laughter, and a sense of belonging for Marcus. Marcus wakes up the next morning with a smile on his face, ready to start the day with his grandchildren. He reaches for his special watch, which his wife gave him years ago. He searches his bedside table, drawer, and under his bed, but finds it nowhere. The watch was a precious memory of his wife, and losing it felt like losing a part of her all over again. Marcus searched the house again, but still couldn't find the watch. The more he searched, the more upset he became. Marcus is left feeling sad and worried, unable to find a solution. He doesn't want to ruin the day for his grandchildren, but he can't help but feel upset about the missing watch. Marcus's grandchildren noticed his sadness and decided to help him find a watch that his grandma gave him a long time ago. They were concerned about Marcus's sadness and decided to help him find it. Marcus was determined to help, and they searched the barn filled with old items, including books and tools. Despite their efforts, the watch was nowhere to be found. After searching for over 2 hours, Marcus felt defeated and sad. Feeling defeated, Marcus asked his grandchildren to stop searching, but they tried to cheer him up by saying, "It's okay, Grandpa. We're sure the watch will turn up somewhere. Let's not give up hope." Marcus smiled at them, grateful for their kindness, but deep down, he felt heartbroken. He knew how much the watch meant to him, and the thought of losing it forever made him feel like he had lost a piece of his heart. Marcus, a grandfather, is devastated by the loss of his beloved watch, which was the last gift his wife gave him before her death. The grandchildren, who were trying to comfort him, tried to help him clean up the barn and let him rest for a while. Marcus, however, is too upset to think about anything else. He feels like losing her all over again. The grandchildren, who had never seen their grandfather so sad, tried to suggest that they look in the house again, but Marcus refused. He decided to let the watch go for now, not wanting to make them feel tired and upset. They all returned to the house feeling low and sad. The barn, once full of activity, was now silent, with only the faint sound of the wind rustling through the old walls. As they walked back, Marcus couldn't help but think about the memories he had shared with his wife. The watch had been a symbol of those memories, and now it was gone, leaving him feeling empty and lost. In the evening, one of Marcus's grandsons, a young boy, decided to go to the barn alone to find his lost watch. He was hesitant to leave. His grandpa was sad and wanted to find something to do. Marcus trusted his grandson and advised him to be careful. The boy walked to the barn, avoiding noise and taking a deep breath. He sat on the floor, listening to the soft sounds of the wind and old wood. Initially, he didn't hear anything, but after a few minutes, he heard a faint ticking sound. It was the sound of the watch. His excitement filled him, but he stayed calm and listened closely. He slowly moved towards the sound, careful not to make any noise that might cover it up. Finally, he found the watch in a pile of old rags. The ticking was louder now, and he carefully moved the rags aside. And there it was. The boy's face lit up with happiness as he had found the lost watch. A little boy, eager to find his grandfather's watch, quietly slipped out of the barn to surprise him. The family gathered around him, and the boy showed his grandfather the watch. Marcus, shocked, found it in his hands. The boy explained that he had found the watch by listening to the ticking sound in the barn. He had never thought of sitting quietly to listen to the watch, but it was in that silence that the watch revealed itself. The whole family was overjoyed, and Marcus felt a deep sense of gratitude. He knew that his grandson had taught him an important lesson about the power of silence and patience. The story highlights the importance of silence and patience in finding cherished moments, especially when life seems too loud or busy. The story highlights the importance of listening to the quiet sounds around us and the power of silence to achieve happiness. Marcus, a man, was filled with pride and love. The watch was not just a piece of jewelry, but a connection to his wife and the memories they shared. Marcus was grateful for his grandson's clever idea and determination, as without him, the watch might have been lost forever. The family gathered around Marcus, admiring the watch and congratulating the boy for his success. Marcus shared the story of how the boy found the watch by listening for the ticking sound, and the family was amazed by the simple idea. Marcus emphasized that sometimes, when we feel lost or confused, we need to be quiet and listen, as the answers are often waiting for us in the silence. The family celebrated together, playing games, telling stories, and sharing a delicious meal, making Marcus feel more connected to his family than ever before. Marcus enjoyed spending time with his grandchildren during vacation. He shared the story of a watch he received as a gift from his wife and the lessons he had learned from his grandson about silence and patience. The grandchildren understood that the watch was a reminder of their family's love and history, and they realized the importance of cherishing moments together and listening to each other. Machine gave each grandchild a keepsake to remember their time together, just as he had his watch. As they said their goodbyes, Marcus felt a deep sense of peace and pride in the bond they shared. He placed the watch back in its special place, knowing it symbolized love, patience, and the power of silence. As the days turned into weeks, Marcus lived peacefully in Oakwood, no longer feeling the same loneliness he used to feel after his wife's death. Instead, he felt a deep connection to his family, knowing they were always close to his heart. When faced with problems or worries, Marcus would remember what his grandson had taught him and listen to the world around him. This new understanding made his life calmer and more joyful. Marcus's house was filled with new memories of the time spent with his grandchildren, and the laughter and love they had shared continued to warm his heart even after they returned home. Marcus lived the rest of his days with a peaceful heart, grateful for the lessons he had learned and the love he had found in the quiet moments. The watch remained his most precious possession, symbolizing the enduring bond between him and his grandchildren.